Well, Halito, let's see where we are in Iran. Iran update. Iran war update. I don't do all these updates because sometimes it's just the same old stuff going on. I know Pakistan is the mediator between Iran and the U.S. And far as I'm aware of, every little 10 point, 14 point, 2.5 point proposal back and forth gets rejected back and forth. I think the U.S. One of the U.S.'s biggest things is Iran can't have nukes, no nuclear program, and Iran they're pumping out there, talking about a 5-year moratorium, a 15-year moratorium before they can restart their nuclear program. And I think the last proposal didn't even have a moratorium. It's just they just left the whole nuclear thing off the page. I know Iran has now declared that the international waterway of the strait belongs to them. You know, why not? The U.S. is tapping out tankers. Iran, their storage capacity is about run out, and they're trying to hijack empty tankers, drag them into the port to fill them full of oil because they got nowhere else to store. There's some satellite images I saw just yesterday, in fact, that kind of speculating what's going on. There's around some of their oil ports, there's massive oil slicks. Now it's kind of assumed that instead of Iran shutting down their pumps, they're now just dumping oil into the strait and into the Persian Gulf. So I don't know what's going on with Iran. Iran's kind of a weird. It is a weird country. It's just weird how they think. But then again, also the government is not in the control of Iran. It's the IRGC. It's the Islamic, strong arm that's controlling everything now. But I don't know. I don't see. I see our gas prices here in the States. They're not quite Obama high. The station I go to all the time, the highest I ever saw it was $3.89 a gallon. I just got gas just now. I should take a photo. I didn't. It is what it is. It was $3.84 for a gallon of gas. So not quite. Talk about a couple cents. It's called call it Obama high if you want to, but not quite Obama high. But yeah, it's reaching there. It's reaching there. But kind of is what it is. Kind of. But yeah, I think the problem with Iran also right now is they have on the Facebooks and stuff and all the memes and stuff and the Lego. Iran has a great little Lego cartoon program. Iran is great on the propaganda. They have claimed they have sank an aircraft carrier, the same carrier about 8 times, but they have claimed they sank an aircraft carrier. They have claimed they have sank a couple of destroyers. Some of their propaganda cartoon things shows them attacking it looked like a destroyer, but it was way too small to be a destroyer, and people running up on it and soldiers. It's good AI. I mean, if you didn't notice some of the like, hey, what's the jankiness of it, you would think the IRGC had just captured an American destroyer. But I think one of the problems is with Iran right now, with the IRGC, is they're popping out propaganda, and propaganda is really for their own people, for the civilians. You don't want the civilians to know that that their RGC is going to lose this war. You want to keep strong in the face of the civilian government or civilian people, regardless if they support you or not. You want to put the best foot forward, saying you're winning this war, you're victorious. So a lot of the news that comes out of Iran, news-wise, is kind of geared for feeding it to the population. Because as of right now, the only media they get is state-run media. They don't have, in fact, they don't even have an internet right now. From what I'm hearing, the IRGC has cut off the internet for the civilian population. But I think this we're at a point now where even a lot of the military, the IRGC, is now believing their own propaganda. I think a lot of them are actually believing that they have sank an aircraft carrier, they have sank destroyers. I think the Iranian Prime Minister or of affairs, or he's like a spokesman, I guess. He was earlier this morning. I was listening to him talking about maybe the next time U.S. wants to send warships through the strait, they should send extra warships so they can use those warships to rescue the crew of the warships they're sinking. And I'm kind of just, the U.S. has not lost a single ship yet. In fact, from what I'm gathering in the footage I've seen, all the ordnance that has been shot towards American warships have been intercepted before impact. So this is a good example of the RGC spokesman believing their own propaganda so much that I think they're now making decisions off of their own propaganda. When you have the belief that you can launch 8 speedboats to a destroyer and hit that destroyer with missiles or whatever, and if you believe that, despite these little speedboats being taken out, they've been taken out, then yeah, you start making decisions based on your propaganda, and they're the wrong decision to make. I mean, it's just yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that in a war. So now the cool thing is, I don't know the name of it. It's the Arleigh Burke class destroyer. It has deployed and successful use in combat of these. It's like a laser. It's like a laser. There's two types. There's a high energy beam that locks onto a anti-ship missile or any kind of drone that has optical sensors, and the beam pretty much just fries. It blinds the projectile, and once it's blind, it kind of goes into seek mode, I guess, to reacquire target, and the U.S. can then casually take these drones out and these missiles out. And the other weapon they have used for the first time is actually a kill-based laser that will target an enemy projectile, speedboat, whatever's coming to your way, and it fires a high intensity, high focus laser at it. And I think one commentary kind of said that the little kamikaze drone planes that they're flying towards these ships, the laser hits it, and all that hits the ocean is melted aluminum and and just scrap metal. So it's kind of interesting how this works. There's no reloading, no resupplying. The only thing it costs is basically the power that ship generates to power this thing. So I think this one test bed on this one ship, now that it's in combat and seems to be functioning fine, working well, I can see these being deployed on retrofitted other ships. So, but that's really all I have for the Iran war update, because it's not really an update. It's just the same stalemate. I know Iran has no ships entering or exiting. There are some ships exiting. Iraqi, what was it called? America, what's that? Epic Freedom. It could be Epic Freedom. But yeah, 2 American flagged ships were able to leave the strait under U.S. escort. I've heard of other ships. I heard there's like 40 plus ships, Iranian ships, that have been either sent back to the port or turned around or disabled in either the Indian Ocean or the Arabian Gulf, Gulf of Arabia, Arabian Gulf. Yeah, that part of the ocean. That part of the world is kind of confusing because every country kind of names their body of water differently. Same body. It's like here in America, we have Gulf of Mexico and Gulf of America. Same body of water, just depending who you want to, it's 2 different names. But so yeah, it's kind of a stalemate. I don't see this lasting crazy too much longer, because I know eventually Iran's gonna say, just right now they're trying to be hardliners. They're trying to be really tough in front of everybody. I know China is probably going to be whispering in Iran's ears pretty soon, saying you gotta. Because China's hurting. China's hurting because they, I think 80+% of their oil imports are coming from Iran. So, and right now, zero going from Iran. So I can see China whispering in the ears of Iran, saying, "You might want to just let this one go, count as a loss," you know, type of deal. So we'll see what happens. As of right now, not much has really changed. I think Iran has deployed a little bit. They kind of call midget submarines. It's a tiny, like, you know, 4 or 5 person, 8 person submarine, little tiny submarine, very limited range, and they're basically just good enough to leave port, be in the strait, locate a ship, torpedo it, and go back to port. I mean, it's not a long duration, you know, like a kilo, at least a kilo class submarine is a Russian submarine / Soviet submarine. It's long duration. But yeah, it's not like a long duration type of submarine. It's a very, you know, very World War II like small midget submarine that's just made to go out there, harass ships, and then sneak back into port. But I think right now, I think there have been explosions along the coastline of Iran. So I'm assuming that also the UAE, you know, and also if Iran, this is the way you make people just hate you. This is the way you make enemies. You know, your beef is against America and Israel. Let's call it that. The idea of now you're gonna bomb UAE, you're gonna bomb Kuwait, you're bombing, you know, Saudi Arabia, you're bombing random countries that are you're seeing as American allies, and what's gonna happen is these countries are gonna get upset with you and get tired of your BS, and they're gonna start launching their own attacks towards you. So yeah, Iran is kind of opening up a war on like 8 fronts. I mean, it's just, you know, and they're just not there yet. They're just not there. They can't fight this war. So, but yeah, UAE is kind of they shut down. From what I heard, there was a few hundred missiles / drones sent towards UAE, and UAE said they had successfully taken those down. Israel has given Saudi Arabia, I think it is Saudi Arabia, some Israeli-made anti ordnance weapons designed to shoot down incoming missiles and incoming drones. So there's some Israeli missile batteries sitting in Saudi Arabia, helping them to, you know, keep Iranian drones from attacking them. So seems like the one thing this Iran war has done is kind of unified the whole region against them. I mean, that's kind of, you know, and of course I know Trump's talking about exiting NATO, because you have England and France, and you have all these NATO countries who basically get their oil from Iran over that part of the world. Now, if not Iran, then Iran has sanctions, but Kuwait and Saudi Arabia that now are having trouble getting oil from that region. You know, these countries are kind of silent. I think France has sent a carrier finally. So yeah, it's kind of interesting how this war is kind of the things that have happened and that are come up into this war. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's all for my Iranian war update. Just not much has really changed. I think I hear this morning that the Iranians have created another peace agreement, you know, 14-point, 10-point, however it is, and send it through Pakistan back to the U.S. and say, hey, look at this, what do you think about it? And now we're just waiting for our U.S. to say yay, nay, or maybe, or, and again, I already know if there's no mention of ending a nuclear program, America will immediately deny it, and just, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Peace out, Chiki.